Formula One is the fastest, most extreme racing on Earth, and the crashes can be violent enough to destroy a car in a heartbeat. But somehow, the drivers step out, again and again and again. Today, we're breaking down how F1 cars protect drivers during massive crashes and the incredible engineering that keeps these athletes alive during forces that can exceed 50, 60, even 70 Gs. From the halo, to crash structures, to survival cells, to fire protection. This is the science that saves lives. Let's get into it. Everything starts with the survival cell, also called the monocoque. It's the central piece of the car, and the only part engineers designed to stay intact no matter what happens during a crash. The survival cell is made from carbon fiber composites, honeycomb structures, multiple layers of impact-resistant material, Kevlar reinforcement to you and me. It looks like a capsule, but to a driver, it's a fortress. In a crash, the entire car is designed to break apart, except this one piece. Wings rip off, suspension explodes, wheels detach. The engine can even separate, but the monocoque remains, keeping the driver in a rigid, protected bubble. This is why you'll often see a car shattered into pieces, yet the survival cell sits there untouched. It's the strongest part of any Formula One car, and the most important, when the halo was introduced in 2018, many fans hated it. It ruined the look. It was unnecessary. Then, crash after crash. It proved everyone wrong. The halo is a 7-kilogram titanium bar capable of withstanding the weight of a double-decker bus. It surrounds the cockpit like a roll cage, stopping tires, debris, barriers, and even cars from hitting the driver's head. Some examples: Monza 2021, Max Verstappen's car lands on Lewis Hamilton's Halo Spa 2018, Alonso's car nearly flies into Leclerc's cockpit, Bahrain 2020. Grosjean's car goes through a barrier, and the halo keeps the barrier from crushing him. The halo might be ugly to some, but without it, several modern crashes would have ended in tragedy. It's the most important safety innovation since the survival cell itself. F1 cars are built to brake strategically. At both ends of the survival cell, there are crumple zones called crash structures. They're designed to absorb energy, collapse in a controlled way, redirect forces away from the driver. The front crash structure is long and narrow. The rear one protects the gearbox and engine. During an impact, they crush like the front of a road car, but using advanced carbon fiber patterns engineered to dissipate hundreds of kilojoules of energy. This is why you'll see the nose cone explode on impact. It's supposed to. The goal is simple: sacrifice the car to save the driver. Before 1999, loose wheels were one of the most dangerous things in Formula One. They could bounce across barriers, strike marshals, or hit other cars at lethal speeds. Today, each wheel is attached by multiple high-strength tethers made from Zylon, one of the toughest materials on Earth. Each tether can handle forces over 6 tons. When a suspension arm breaks, when a wheel snaps off, the tether prevents it from flying loose. Not every crash is perfect, but without tethers, many modern accidents would have been much worse. The HANS device, the head and neck support, is the simplest piece of safety equipment, but it has saved more lives than almost anything else. Drivers used to suffer fatal injuries from their heads whipping forward during impacts. The HANS device stops that by anchoring the helmet to the shoulders, preventing the head from snapping forward, reducing neck forces by up to 80%. In modern crashes where drivers easily survive 50+ G impacts, the HANS device is doing most of the work. It's small, light, almost invisible, but absolutely essential. The cockpit doesn't just rely on the halo. The sides of the cockpit are now built higher and thicker than ever before. Inside these walls are Zylon anti-intrusion panels, designed to stop debris, or even a suspension arm, from penetrating the cockpit. This technology was developed after several frightening accidents in the 2000s. Now these reinforced cockpit sides act like bulletproof armor around the driver's body. Modern F1 cars can hit walls at 300 kilometers per hour and rarely catch fire. Why? Because fuel is stored inside a ballistic-grade fuel cell made from Kevlar rubber composite materials, flexible tear-resistant layers. It's not a metal tank. It's a reinforced bag that can twist, compress, and deform without rupturing. Even in Grosjean's 2020 crash, one of the worst fireballs in recent F1 history, the primary fuel cell remained intact. Almost every major fire you've seen in F1's past would not happen today. Every Formula One driver sits inside a custom-molded seat, made to match their body shape perfectly. Why? So during a crash, they don't slide, they don't twist, their spine stays aligned, forces are distributed evenly. Combine that with their 6-point or 7-point harness, and the driver is locked in tightly enough to survive impacts that would destroy most road cars. The belts tighten automatically under high G-forces. And in a red flag, they can be unclipped in seconds. Safety isn't just in the car, it's in the circuits. F1 tracks now use Tech Pro barriers that absorb energy like memory foam safer walls that compress and rebound double-stacked tire barriers, high-strength catch fencing, large runoff areas. When a car crashes, these systems work together to slow the car, reduce deceleration forces, prevent secondary impacts, keep debris away from spectators. A modern crash is a team effort between the car and the track. Before a car ever hits a racetrack, it has to survive the FIA's brutal crash tests. These include head-on impacts, side impacts, rear impacts, roll hoop compression, nose cone destruction, steering column testing, static load, testing on the monocoque fuel cell deformation, halo load tests, and even fire testing. Teams can't even turn a wheel until their car passes all of them. These tests are so intense that some teams fail them multiple times. Modern F1 cars are safer because they must survive impacts even worse than what we see in real races. So why do drivers survive spectacular crashes that would have been fatal 30 years ago? Because safety is layered. Not one system, not one technology, but the halo, the survival cell, the crash structures, the hands device, the cockpit armor, the wheel tethers, the barrier systems, the fire-resistant materials, the medical team. The crash tests and decades of learning from past accidents. One cars are built around a simple idea. The car can be destroyed. The driver cannot. Every time you see a driver climb out of a wreck that looks impossible, you're seeing decades of engineering, innovation, and tragedy turned into progress. Formula One will never be fully safe, and that's part of the sport. But today, the cars are stronger, smarter, and more advanced than ever. Let me know in the comments. Which safety feature do you think has saved the most lives in F1? Hit the like button, subscribe for more F1 crash breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next video.